Hey, what's up guys? It's Pouch back with some more Black Ops 2 gameplay on the map Overflow. Using the DSR-50 with Ballistic CPU and FMJ, I believe. I have a Cap 40 secondary. And today I'm actually going to talk about a couple different things. Both Black Ops 2 related and both are pretty damn cool. First, the update that just was released yesterday on March 12th. It's a pretty big update. It really encompasses a lot of things that have been complained about, in the competitive scene and whatnot. And it's really cool to see Treyarch responding to the community so well. Over Twitter and stuff, you see David Vonderhart tweeting several different things about how they're working on balancing the game out, and you can tell that Treyarch really wants to make a balanced first-person shooter. In just about every other Call of Duty, there's been one gun or a few guns that have been way overpowered. In Modern Warfare 3, you had the ACR, and I want to say the Type 25 is overpowered. I guess that's kind of personal preference. If you could use a burst fire gun well, the Type 25 was definitely overpowered. But you have like the ACR and the PP90 M1. Both of those guns were fairly overpowered in Modern Warfare 3. And then of course you go back to Black Ops and you have the FAMAS, and at the beginning of Black Ops, the AK-74U was pretty overpowered. And in this game, it's pretty good when it comes to balancing guns. I think there's guns that stand out more as more suitable for the map types. Um, First thing that comes to mind is the PDW and the MSMC. And when it comes to the assault rifles, the FAL seems to be fairly powerful in this game, especially with select fire. And with the patch that just came out, they patched all three of those guns and gave all three of those guns nerf. The MSMC and the PDW both received nerfs to their hip fire accuracy, so they're not as accurate from the hip. And they also have a, let's see here, what's the second patch? I believe a reduced, or no, sorry, an increased recoil. Both the MSMC and the PDW now have an increased recoil. So maybe that'll make those guns slightly harder to use. I don't see it. I've used both of them after the patch, and they both seem to be fairly overpowered. Not necessarily overpowered, but still really good guns. I still like them both. I don't know if that's because I'm used to them by now, but both those guns seem to be really, really good. And then again in the patch, the FAL was also patched. They made it so that way when you add select fire to the FAL, the damage is actually reduced. So if you're using select fire, you're not going to be getting two-shot kills like you were without select fire. So it just makes it slightly more difficult to use and kind of takes away like some of the advantage to using select fire. And now if you have a good or decent trigger finger, you're probably going to prefer running semi-auto. That way you can have that extra attachment slot and two shot people instead of having to use a select fire and not being able to get those two-shot quick kills that the FAL is famous for. A few more things that went on in the patch. There were some spawn patches. I know one of them, they did something with the domination flags. I had the patch notes open earlier. I don't exactly remember what it said, but basically they're making it so that way if you only own one flag in domination, or even if you own two flags, and both the flags that you would be spawning on are really heavily covered and you're just going to spawn and die right away over and over, they're going to spawn you at a flag further away easier if the flag you're on is too pressured. So you're not going to be getting spawn killed as much in demolition, or not demolition, domination. You're not going to be getting spawn killed as much. The second patch with the spawns on hijacked, they added more spawn points for both demolition and kill confirmed. So the spawn trap that you used to be able to set up on demolition on hijacked might not be as easy to set up anymore. I don't see it completely being gotten rid of, or I don't know how to say that. I don't see that spawn trap ever vanishing, just because hijacked is so narrow and so one direction that it's really easy to trap people in their spawns, and there's only a few lanes that you can really get out of that, and if those are covered, you're kind of SOL. The third note when it comes to the spawn systems was on standoff. They redid the spawn algorithms for all game types, so it'll be kind of interesting because MLG Dallas is actually going to be coming up tomorrow. I believe, I'm not sure if it actually starts on Friday or if it starts on Saturday and everyone's just arriving on Friday. But MLG Dallas is right here, and with the changes to the three biggest guns in the game, it'll be kind of interesting to see how teams adjust, and especially with the spawns being changed for standoff, that could really affect some teams' capture the flag gameplays because they're not going to be able to set up those spawn traps and get those easy caps as easily. I don't necessarily know if I agree with Treyarch releasing this patch right before MLG Dallas. But it's got to be done. Oh, and another gun that was patched that's way overpowered is the Cap 40. When you're using dual wield, the damage will be reduced as well as the hipfire accuracy. So they significantly nerfed the Cap 40. That gun was so overpowered and so deadly. I've seen people literally run it as a primary, and that way they could double up on their perks and just not run a primary gun. And when that happens, the gun is overpowered. Since the patch, I've noticed that the B23Rs dual wield have come out a lot more. I don't think those are too overpowered. I know they're really powerful, but they're not that automatic gun, so there's still a chance that you're gonna be able to kill the guy if he's inaccurate. But if you had dual wield Cap 40s or playing against someone with dual wield Cap 40s, you just got hosed down, and there was nothing you could do. But those are pretty much the biggest points in the patch. I guess the M1216 shotgun, the automatic shotgun, got a patch too. Its medium range damage was increased, and when it comes to the light machine guns, I think like the QBB LSW, if that's the correct name of that and the hammer both received medium range damage increases. And with the assault rifles, the FAL and the SMR are the two big assault rifles. They both got the same nerf, like I said, with the select fire damage being reduced. But there was also the SWAT 5.56 and the SCAR that both received nerfs. The SCAR and the SWAT received buffs. Their medium range damage was increased, and the SCAR's long range damage was increased as well, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. I believe that they both just got damage increased. So the SCAR was already super powerful. I don't know what's going to happen now with that gun because before it did 45 damage. I don't know what they increased it to at long range, but you might be seeing two-shot kills with the SCAR now. Who knows? And if that happens, that gun could potentially become incredibly overpowered just because it's got a decent fire rate and not too much recoil. So it'll be kind of interesting to see how this all plays out with MLG Dallas right around the corner. That's the big point that I'm kind of wondering about, how they're going to, compensate for the changes in the patch. But that's pretty much it for the patch notes. That's what happened. Those are the big thing. There's a lot of smaller bugs that were fixed. I know I'm not going to read those off just because there's so many of them and they're really not that important unless you care about the coding of the game. So moving on, Treyarch just released something for the Xbox. It's not on the PS3 yet, so I'm not 100% sure what it's all about. But it's released on the Xbox. They actually released purchasable camos, which is ridiculous. That's so cool in my opinion, and I'm totally willing, to buy stuff like that because it's so freaking sweet. Some of the camos are awesome. I know they have like a bacon camo, they call it a Benjamin camo where it's just, like $100 bills, and some pretty sweet camos it looks like, and they have like a graffiti camo as well. And so I definitely plan on buying at least a couple of those, and I believe when you buy one, they are unlocked for every gun, so it's not like you have to like buy it and then you have to unlock it. It's just you buy it and you have it, which is cool. As well as they also, this is the part that I'm not 100% sure about. It looks like they also released different class, I don't know what to call it, like different classes. Before, especially like in League play, you just had 5 classes that you could use, and it looks like they changed that, so you still have 5 classes, but then you can purchase new sets of 5 classes. So this will really come in handy, especially for me, because I like to adjust my classes depending on the game mode, but I can't really do that with only 5. And so it looks like you could purchase other class sets, and so that way you can have like 5 classes for search and destroy, 5 classes for capture the flag, and 5 classes for hardpoint if you wanted to. If you're a competitive player, that's how you would probably use those. And that's really cool. I definitely plan on purchasing those when they come out for the PS3. That's something completely new to any Call of Duty actually, and so is the purchasable camos. It's really cool, the kind of in-game things that they're allowing you to do now and adding new stuff like that. This Call of Duty had the first DLC gun, and so it's really cool that they're adding camos and stuff as well, and I definitely plan on taking advantage of that. But I don't know, this kind of brings back the for me, the debate in my head over getting the Xbox or the PS4 when the new consoles come out, um, because Xbox does have this cool like 1 month ahead of the PS3 thing going on, and I don't think that's gonna stop for like the new consoles. I don't think Microsoft is gonna take off their deal with whoever with Activision and stuff like that. I don't think they're taking that off. So I don't know with just that. I don't know. To me, the 1 month is a big deal, just because like that a month is a long time when you have new content and stuff and you're anxious for it, and I'm really impatient, and when it comes, I'm going to be spending on money on either one console or the other, so who knows what I might do. I know both of them have similar specs, so that's not really a big deal to me. The only difference is I know pretty much all of my friends are planning on getting the PS4 because that's what they've had for like the longest time. Same with me. I had a PS1, a PS2, and now I have my PS3. And so it'll be kind of weird going to the Xbox if I do choose that, just because of the new controller and stuff. But I have played on Xbox. I don't mind the controllers. A lot of people say they're too big coming from PS3, but I don't think so. I think they're fine. And Microsoft has always had, and Xbox has always had, kind of more of the competitive scene, which is something I really want to get into. So I don't know what I'll do there. It's gonna be a tough choice, but I'm gonna have to be making it soon here and start saving up for one of the consoles. That's pretty much it, guys. That's all I wanted to talk about. Just the new things that are happening with Black Ops 2, as well as kind of what console I think I want to get. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think on what console you would prefer on getting, or prefer me getting for my YouTube channel and whatnot. Be sure to subscribe to see more content released. I know I plan on doing a lot more videos very soon. I'm hoping to get an HD capture card so I can start recording some better quality videos. I know this is kind of shitty. I do Minecraft as well, so be sure to subscribe for that if you're interested. Follow me on Twitter at kpouch21. And that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the sniper gameplay. I went 48 and can't even read that because my preview thing is so blurry, but I think 12. 48 and 12. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll talk to you later. Adios.